Well, figured I'd get a video going. Got the red candle burning here. I don't know about anybody else, but this is all just becoming way too much to bear. And as far as the corruption that's going on in this world, it needs to stop. And I believe it's time. It's done. I can't take any more myself personally with what's been done to my family, my kids, me. I don't really care for me. And, I've been dead so many times, but they haven't killed me yet. So if anybody can make sense of that, go for it. But when it comes to those whom I love even more than my own life, like my sons, I snap, I lose it, I can't handle it. I gave birth to them. I loved them before they were even born on this planet. Protected them, fed them, taught them, clothed them, bathed them, nurtured them, healed them. When I became a mother, my life stopped and I lived for my kids. And then in many different ways, over and over and over, it was ripped away from me, ripped away from me, ripped away from me, ripped away from me. Still is. My family's been broken down, and yet I've got my dad still alive at almost 75. 3/4 of a century. A man who put his life on the line to fight for this country in Vietnam, and then came back here to serve his country for 30-some years in a civil service branch of the government we know as the post office, with honor. And we've got me, the disappointment and failure fuck up for everybody who's not really known the true me. But I'm not that. I'm a product of living in this society, in this world, for almost 45 years. I've seen some things and been through a lot in my lifetime. A lot that I hope my worst enemy never has to go through. Pain, agony, suffering, loss, loneliness, hate, mockery, usury, deception. Spent a long time being a doormat in this world, trying to conform to what everybody wanted me to be, because all I ever wanted is just somewhere to belong, someone to accept me, and that's never happened, even to this day. No. I could have turned very cruel if I had wanted to, or I could have sought revenge or retaliation or taken punishment into my own hands. But I don't roll like that. And after what I've been through at the hands of others and as a product of this society, yeah, anybody else would have probably turned a psychopath by now. Snapped, broke, or would be dead. I don't know. But not many, if any, would be standing confident in themselves in this day that they stand in integrity, being true to themselves against what anyone's opinion of me is, or feeling, or judgment, or whatever. That's fine, because it's not mine and it's not me. I know exactly who and what I am and where I have been, and I know even more everything that I am not. People in my life taught me that. Family, friends, enemies, co-workers, clergy, teachers, acquaintances, associates, all lessons on how not to be, how not to treat others. Because I knew how it felt to be on the receiving end all the time of cruelty, violence, and hate, deception, mockery, shame, guilt, accusation, blame. I, the Capricorn, have been the scapegoat all my life. And being so empty and having the proof that every single person you ever care about is just in one way or another walking away, hurting you, it kind of proves the whole thing out. And it's like, well, I'm pretty empty anymore, so I'm dead. I'm just going to kill myself now and get it over with. Spent many years hating myself, blaming myself, trying to off myself in whatever way I could. Drugs, codependent relationships that were unhealthy, you name it. I've had my face down in the mud, been down on my knees, backed in a corner, degraded, humiliated, all of that. And then in 2018, something changed within me and happened. And I went on this mission of finding myself. And through this journey and seeking answers to things I had always questioned and never gotten the answers for, I slowly but surely found myself. And then I learned how to love myself. And then, the biggest one, I forgave myself. Because ultimately, technically, at the core nucleus, beginning of the problems, it wasn't my fault. I am the living proof of what happens when you grow up in a society such as what we live in. Everybody out for themselves, knocking people down, stomping on people to get to the top, selling out, selling others out, being fake, being superficial, caring more about popularity or reputation or image rather than just being real and authentic and being true to yourself. Well, thank God that God created me just the way that I am, because I'm pretty happy with that. All things considered, the only thing I ever had was my faith, because there was never anybody there. And I had many more things happening to me in the unseen than in the physical, that people who don't have the capacity to be able to perceive these things have no awareness of it. And therefore, it's a judgment or an objection when they have no experience in it, so it's not theirs to call. 30 plus years of psychiatric medications, substances, all kind, aspartame I used for 30 years. Like, I literally have 15 stitches scar on my wrist from trying to kill myself. Like, there's no logical reason why I should be alive today. The only proof of God's existence that I have is me and the fact that I'm living. Agents, being a target. Shit. And then I get a lot of hate. You know, I don't identify with any particular religious organization. I have a spiritual connection to the Creator, aka God. I learned by reading Bible stories and trying to just follow in the footsteps of Jesus, because he did it right. And that's how you treat other people. And then I learned exactly how not to by everyone in my life. Mostly everyone. I can't say everyone. Mostly. But even those that I have crossed paths with in the physical, mind you, I'm speaking in the physical, in my personal life and reality, not virtually, not, ethereal, no, spiritually, here in the physical. Homeless, destitute, no justice, no friends, no confidence, no support, no resources, no tools, no nothing. Backed into a corner. And I have so much that I want to do, and even more that I want to say and speak on these injustices in the world, and corruption and deception. But I'm backed into a corner when I barely can get a Wi-Fi signal. Not stressed out about, I don't know, having a grandson that's due in a month from now coming into this world. Son's a Satanist. Kids, 2 of them are getting the vaccine. My youngest has issues. He's avoiding me, and I intuitively am picking up on why he's avoiding me, but their dad kidnapping them, 2013. It's just like, it's never ending, and I'm over it anymore. I'm over the bullshit in the world. I'm over clown world, and I'm over being mind tricked. There's so much that people don't understand that they need to understand that goes on in the unseen realms, such as magic, and people say, it's fake, it's make-believe. Okay, then you keep believing that, and sorry for you. I got nothing to prove to anybody. I've been on this YouTube journey for 3 years since I was called to start it. Divinely called to start it. I didn't want to make a business out of this. I am not about the money or the fame. You think I have ever enjoyed being the messenger that everybody wants to shoot? Because my messages aren't all glitter and unicorns and happiness. But for so long I was so desperate because I found my family on YouTube and through YouTube. You know who you are. And I was desperate not to lose any of you. So I'm like, I shouldn't talk about that because I know, well, I can't live my life that way anymore. And if everyone decides to walk away from me, then so be it. I will still love you. There are souls at stake here. Okay, this world is either going to go one of 2 ways, and that's it. Organic, like with a soul, divine of God, or artificial, which would be like, let's say with God you've got eternal life and the rewards and blessings. And that no one really knows anything about because it's of God, and God is incomprehensible. And there's a reason for that. That's the fail-safe right there. You can't, nobody that is not, nobody will be able to completely comprehend or understand divine perfection and intelligence of the universe. The more you seek to know, the more you realize you don't know. And that's purposeful, and that's the way it is. So therefore, why limit yourself to the artificial end where you may achieve undead immortality, but then there's a limit. You're just soulless. You're a shell, empty shell. But you get to live forever. Ooh, I don't know if I'd like that. Or take the risk and chance, which is called faith, believing in the unseen, even though it hasn't happened yet, because it's true. and taking that leap of faith and saving your soul, which is eternal. And God possibly could reward beyond your imagination and bless you eternally with so much goodness. Or you could just go back and to the other side and, well, live forever. No heart and soul. I don't like that. Something doesn't sit well with me with that. So I choose my faith like I have always done, because the only one I ever had in my life was God. Obviously, for me anyways, I know what I've been through and the many logical reasons why I shouldn't even be here right now, but I am. October 20th, 2021, just before 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm done fighting. It's time for accountability, responsibility, justice, fairness, equality, and the truth to be known. For everybody. No human being can make any kind of well-educated, informed decision without access to the whole truth of something. So I just want to say, with this whole pandemic and vaccine and the clown show government we live in, and I'm about sick of it. I'm good. I'm over it. I'm tired of injustice with their corruption and writing trillion-dollar bailout checks to themselves while their citizens sit here going through this shit. I can't take it anymore, and I'm about to snap. So nobody wants that, least of all me. I do work very hard to just maintain every day, because my life external of me, because I went through all those dark nights of the soul. I did my work. I have stepped into myself of loving and accepting and forgiving myself and caring about myself so much that I started adopting new practices and techniques of healing and having fun and learning to incorporate this, and how can I bring this to other people to share, take what I've learned and share that with others to spare another person's suffering. That has been my mission. The saving of children, especially, who haven't even gotten a chance. And these days they're being aborted left and right, and lo and behold, how ironic that the vaccine requires fetal cells. I wonder how that works hand in hand with one another. Well, I think it's justice o'clock for the people, and we deserve the truth, and we deserve all those who have the authority and who have partaken and been a part of this corruption to now be accountable and responsible for the consequences that some of us out here have paid for on their behalf. With that being said, I myself and my family could definitely use your prayers. I appreciate you all so very much. You are my source of inspiration and encouragement, all of you. Those I have met and those I have yet to meet, if ever. I will not bow down. I will not conform. I am not going to shut my mouth. I am now going on 45, grandmother and grandmother to be again. I have raised children. They are the living proof in character and moral ethics. Maybe not their choices all the time, but hey, are any of us perfect? Anybody out there perfect? Never made a mistake before? Didn't think so. So if somebody wants to hate on my son for being a Satanist, he's not out sacrificing and drinking blood. It's more about an indulgent way of living. Gee, I wonder where he learned that in this world, growing up since 98. Huh. I wonder. I'll have to think about that one. Look at the mainstream, and you'll find the answer there. So I'm sick of my kids being corrupted. I'm sick of being corrupted. I'm sick of the delusional magic illusion mind trickery that's being used which is MK Ultra, mind control, from Nazi Germany, World War II, probably 1 and 2. Any screen, a television, a computer screen, a cell phone, cellular biology. Can anybody else put these puzzle pieces together? Because when you don't just take things so literally, but you can take it allegorically, metaphorically, whatever, in these different ways, you can read a lot into things. And for instance, not just taking someone at their word value. Yap, 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 yap. I want to see actions that prove those words. I do. My walk proves my talk, and has for almost 45 years. That's what I mean about integrity. Most people would be like, oh, you're a drug addict, you're suicidal. Oh, you call yourself a Christian, but then you say, fuck. Well, you know, yeah, I do. So, what of it? It's a word like apple, or clock, or mouse, or bead. Yeah, when I get angry, I tend to curse like that. But I don't curse others. I don't use my words and hurtfully attack others or mock or be violent or cruel. And I never have. I have in anger because of things that have been done to my kids. Spewed my mouth off in the past about the perpetrator of that. However, I will choose to love and bless my enemies and love and bless those who curse me, just like Jesus taught, because I know if I keep standing in integrity and I just do the right thing, even if others don't, all that's coming back to me. It's called karma. I'm a Capricorn. I know a little something about Saturn, and Saturn is the karma dealer. I'm sick of the wars, the fighting, the agendas, no, I'm sick of it. And at this point, I have nothing to lose because it's all gone. Everyone and everything I've ever loved is gone. So what the fuck do I have to lose or risk? Not a whole hell of a lot, except my soul, which can never be bought. So, with that being said, I know why I have been targeted my whole life and kept down and dumbed down and kept oblivious to certain things that were going on, because I am that person that would stand there toe to toe with any corrupt liar when I know the truth of something, and eye to eye debate it with facts, evidence, proof, and truth. And yeah, they know that. I'm not going to be the one that's, say for instance, I was a judge in a courtroom. We'll sponsor you and we'll pay you off if you just, free our client, drop his charges and blah, blah, blah. You think that gavel's going to drop? No, it's going to drop across their face trying to buy me or get me to do something shady like that. I'm not that person. No. If I can take the beatings that I have gotten in my lifetime, seen and unseen, and still stand here in integrity today, faults and flaws and all, humans are flawed. So we make mistakes and fall short and do that. But integrity, are we walking in righteousness? Are we doing the right thing? Yes, I'm confident that I am. I'm confident that I love unconditionally. I'm confident that I have probably the highest standard of moral ethics in this entire world. And I stand in confidence that I'm true to myself, that I may look like fucking clown to other people. I don't really care. I love myself, and I love the exact way that God created me, because I keep it real. And I'm never going to tell somebody to do something or be something that's going to hurt them or harm them. I mean, my kids can tell you that. Whenever anybody has ever come to me for any kind of advice or support, I give the best, because if I don't know what it is, I search and find it until I do. And if there's nothing I can do or know about a particular subject or an area somebody might be going through, I pray for them and I give it to God and I bless them. So, you know, people, haters gonna hate. Lovers ain't. Not within us. I'm just, it's time for justice and recompense, and it's time for judgment for others, and it's time for the truth to be disclosed about everyone for themselves and to others. That's what times it is. Anyways, I just wanted to say that. The fire inside me, hence the red candle, like in honor of Mars, lowercase g, god of war. It's pretty fiery. And I have this rage and wrath inside me that it takes everything to quell the flames of that, because it's my sons and my family and being dishonored when my family is the most honorable. Oh, and to finally continue with the generational, my dad, honorable naval Vietnam veteran, fought for this country, then served it, was a good dad, provider, husband, house, pool, braces on our teeth, private school education. My dad worked hard, and the VA failed him because when he was under, after spending years with colitis, running to the bathroom, running, the VA did surgery to remove the possible precancerous parts of his colon. Well, while he was under anesthesia and without the right to say yes or no, the doctors and surgeons at the VA, decided to just take my dad's colon out entirely. And my dad has lost his dignity by having to wear a colostomy bag. If anybody knows anything about them and a man of pride and honor, do the math. So anyways, then me being the product of targeting and psychiatric medications, all kinds of stuff to keep me down. Former child genius, but turned high school dropout. Gee, I wonder what happened there. This world. Well, look at my son, the Satanist. He is 23. He's married. The woman he married had a daughter already prior to them getting together, and my son treats her just like his own biological daughter, my firstborn biological granddaughter, last year. And now they've got baby number 3 on the way. And it's a boy, and he's due next month. And they're out in a different state. And he works and works hard. And he gave up his music, and he's the most talented, gifted musician and guitarist I have ever seen. Self-taught at 13. He had long hair. He's part Mohican and part Mexican on his dad's side. And my son's very handsome. Dark skin, dark hair. And he looked metalcore, you know. And then because of his job and having to do the right thing, he cut it all off to look respectable. And now got the vaccine. And every time I say that, I want to punch somebody in their fucking face. This is why I had to do this video. Because they're taking needles of poisonous, possibly soul-stealing shit and putting it in my sons. My sons. Let me tell this world a little something about how this mom rolls. I will happily, with a smile on my face, die for my sons. Bet. And they keep wanting to fuck with me over and over and over and over. So, got 3 generations living. Well, 4 generations living, but my grandbaby Charlotte hasn't lived life yet. She's only a year old. Year and a half now, but Look at the integrity and the honor. My son had a rage problem because he had demonic and other black magic attachments happening to him since prior to birth, which I was totally oblivious to, unaware, just like my whole life. I didn't find any of this stuff out until very late in life. And I had a lot of catching up to do. 2018 is when I went on this soul journey of finding myself, finding God, finding the truth, finding my meaning, finding my purpose. What is my mission? Why am I here? There's not one thing I love to learn everything, and I have not known how to take everything that I've experienced, everything that I've learned, everything that I've come to know, everything that I've been revealed, every divine synchronicity that's happened, and incorporate that into some kind of, I don't know, because just like me, it's a chaotic clusterfuck all the time. True to my hybrid nature, I guess. I just know that I won't quit, I can't quit, I don't quit. But I also know that cheaters never win and winners never cheat. I'm not into competition. I'm into camaraderie and collaboration, coming together to find solutions. And I've had no one and nothing. Like, literally, I live off of food stamps. A couple $100 in food stamps, and barely can ever find a store to walk to get anything. And if it is, it's a gas station or something real healthy. Boy, I'm running at 100. No access to the medicines that I need, which is cannabis and a stimulant, like similar to Ritalin. So I make do, and I bend so I don't have to break anymore. I'm done breaking. To me, I don't look like a clown freak to be laughed at. All things considered, what I have survived, conquered, and speak about to this day prove exactly my courage, strength, and tenacity. I just wish I could do the work now and not be, due to environment and circumstances in my life, held in this cage where I'm powerless and voiceless and useless and penniless and faceless and nameless. And I feel like somebody's got, my sister used this analogy and it's exactly right. Her son's name is Gabriel. That's my nephew. He's 5. And she said, Jen, I feel like somebody's got a gun pointed to Gabe's head, and I'm standing there being held back from being able to jump in front of the bullet. And she's exactly right. I feel the exact same way, and I'm sick of it. So that's why I have used what I have, how I can, which is my YouTube channel, plus speaking to people in my personal life that I cross paths with. And I get a lot of hate for it, and a lot of retaliation, a lot of gaslighting, a lot of cock blocking, a lot of bullshit. So, but on the flip side of that, those haters who are projecting the hate and the attacks on me are all flabbergasted. How is it that we have done all this and she's still standing? Well, because I don't reveal all the cards in my hand. I don't care for the, no disrespect, former POTUS, Mr. Trump, but I'm not the Trump kind of gal. I don't want a card of trickery or a sleight of hand. I tend to want to keep the ace in my pocket, if you know what I mean. So pun intended there, no hate or disrespect, Mr. Trump. Like I said before, I appreciate what you did when you were president, and especially compared to now. I'm more confused when I hear that hologram, if he's even the POTUS right now. I didn't vote in the 2020 election, so good thing my hands are clean. But yeah, and it doesn't make sense, and there's something wrong, and I'm not making fun. I'm seriously saying everyone's noticing there is a mental impairment with that man, a psychopathy that needs help. So if this is what America wants as a leader, is someone who's stumbling over their words, allegedly into little girls, have at it. He's not my president. Never was. But then again, I'm not red or blue. I don't like to affiliate myself with parties of organizations that belong to the corporation I live in, when I know how corrupt they are, and everybody's in bed with the other, and they're all not going to even say it. But it is what it is. I'm sick of it. This country needs a leader, an actual leader who stands in integrity. Hey, I put my bid in, but it got ignored and disregarded because I'm a nobody out here. So we'll see what happens. But either way, I would like to take my experiences, do something to help, especially the millennial generation, from falling for their corrupt bullshit and lies, and help people. But unfortunately for me, it's looking more grim and more grim, and I am just praying and asking God for the miracle, and that it is time for the true children of God, those who stand in truth, love, and peace, that is, to be rewarded and blessed. I'm ready. SpongeBob, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Yes, I am. And so is my family, and I hope that those in charge get this message loud and clear, and with ethics and morals, virtue and honor, responsibility and accountability, do the correct thing, which is fair and good and right and just. Peace.